you know, when you've been that person mwenye umekuwa on this journey of believing God, and you've been believing God for something, to say maybe you are looking for employment, ama you're looking for an opportunity, and you're just believing God, man, the time yangu itafika, I believe my time will come, you know. And I know as you start out, you have the faith, uko na hiyo strong faith, but as you go along, you might get to a point and you feel ni kama your faith is becoming, it's like your faith is dwindling. Your faith is there. It's not as if uko na unbelief. It's not like you started doubting God. You're not doubting God, but you get to a point where your faith is, it starts to weak. You kind of feel like your faith ni kama inaanza ku weaken. Why? Because siku tu zinapita tu, and you're believing God for something. Siku tu zinapita tu, you know. And sometimes when we set out on our journeys of faith, sometimes hatudhaningi it will take long. Maybe unajiambianga, maybe hii biashara itapik within 3 months. Hii biashara itapik within 6 months. Ama nitapata job within, 1 month. And that 1 month can turn into 1 year. That 1 year can turn into 2 years. Ujipata job. And you are hoping, you are trying to keep that faith alive. So me, I came here to encourage you. Why? Because it's important for you to know that you need to keep trusting in God no matter what. And I believe, I have come to understand and I have come to believe that maybe that is the test that you are going through. Ile ya that you are going through a certain test to remind you or to tell you or to show you or to give you that understanding ya hata vitu zikiwa mbaya, hata vitu kama hazijaingiana, hata kama the appointed time haijafika, keep trusting in God. It's not an excuse for you to say, mi sasa naona God ni kama ameshindwa. God hajashindwa. It's you, it's your faith that is building up. It's your perseverance that is building up, all right? So it's important for you to understand that. Actually, there's a word that says that they went through the wilderness so that God may test their heart, that God may test and see what was in their heart. So sometimes when you are going through that season of, you're feeling like you're in a wilderness, keep learning, you're feeling like nothing is growing. You're in the wilderness, for me, how I picture it is, nothing is growing, nothing is breaking forth, and things can be happening in the behind the scenes, lakini we mwenyewe ukiangalia unaona manze, why and sometimes now you have to look at things with your spiritual eyes, and you have to look at things with the eyes of faith. Lazima uangalie kila kitu with the eyes of faith, that even when nothing seems to be happening, you believe, you look at it and you say, this thing is growing, this thing is, this thing is breaking forth. So what did I come to say? I came to say that there is also a word that says that for the Lord your God will bless you as he has promised. So venye God alikupromise ukianza, when you set out on that journey, maybe you wanted to be an entrepreneur, you wanted to start your own business, ama you were just looking for a job, ndio umemaliza college campus, ndio unaanza kutafuta job. Keep trusting in God, okay? Keep trusting in God, because the same promise that you have, that your promise yenye ulianza nayo ya utapata job, just do this and this, ama go out utapata job, that same faith you had to go to school and to finish, ukisema manzeni ki graduate najua nitapata job. Keep trusting in God for that. Keep trusting in God that whatever he promised you, he's going to accomplish it, okay? So it's important for you to understand. And it's very interesting that nilifind word inasema in Romans 9:16, it says that therefore it's not dependent on man's desire or effort, but on God's mercy. So every time you pray, jua that it's not about your desire, it's not about kenye wewe unataka, it's not about your effort, it's not about atile kitu yenye unafanya, And I know the word also says that God blesses the work of your hands. So it's good to put in the effort, it's good to have the desire, but at the end of it all, it depends on God's mercy. So you have to pray. So you have to pray and acknowledge that it's the mercy of God, man. So ifika pahali udhani ati it's because of your hard work. Never be deceived that it's because of your hard work that you are successful. It's not because of your hard work. It's because of God's mercy. So keep trusting in God, and I know that God will come through for you. The word says, in its time the Lord makes it beautiful. In its time the Lord does it swiftly. So anytime you hold on to that word, na kila time ukiomba unajikumbusha, and you quote that word and you say, God, you say that in its time you're going to make it beautiful, and you keep trusting in God for what you want to see in your life, be sure that God is going to actually come and do something in your life and do a miracle in your life, and actually you will receive the promise which God promised you.